the 4x4 relays, the heats. What did you think of them in general?
Well, I kind of was hoping that USA. Well, I'm not even 100% sure. I'm pretty sure I saw it right that the USA didn't make it. Right? Am I
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they've appealed something.
So what?
They've appealed something. We don't know
Okay.
what they've appealed, but they've appealed something.
Well, what I wanted to see was USA versus Botswana, because I know Botswana is gonna be really fast. And I mean, even though I know they're most likely gonna win, I just wanted to see them beating USA. You know, in the same race. I really wanted to see it.
Was it yesterday, Jacob? We were also saying we think like South Africa will be in with a good shot. Obviously, we've got Botswana as the favorite as well, but I feel like South Africa, they kind of justified what we'd said on yesterday's episode, and they could potentially push Botswana for the gold. Or do you think otherwise in that sense?
Well, when I was doing my calculations, I was trying to see if there's a chance that they might get close to the world record, which is crazy. 254 is, I mean, it's pretty much, you know, one of those world records that's almost unbreakable. But knowing how stacked Botswana right now is, I mean, I will not be surprised if they get really close to it.
Yeah, because Shippy didn't run. We can't pronounce his full name. He did not run the
the green
heats.
guy didn't run, and I think they probably going to change one more guy. So, I mean, they're going to probably get another second at least.
And I think Nene's going to come in for South Africa as well, isn't it?
Maybe they said they don't know. They don't know yet, just because obviously he's just come off that hamstring injury, so they're like, maybe. But obviously, I think he'll want to get another medal. I think he's in the team, in the team of 6 to obviously switch in and switch out, but he's not confirmed for tomorrow just yet.
Right. I felt like I heard them say on commentary that he was going to come in, but that was probably them projecting or predicting like what I'm doing. So, yeah. Dej, I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of the 4x4s, but what's your take?
Do you know what? With the 4x4s, I didn't get a chance, but I'm locked in on the 4x1s. But I think Botswana's going to win it anyway. So that will kind of take out the joy of watching it, because they're shooing, man.
Yeah, but it could never be a shooing in the relays. You know, we saw today firsthand. People don't get a baton across. They're really being tight on the rules this year in terms of where your foot placement is in the boxes. So this year seems like one of them years where it could be anyone's. Anyone's viable to make a mistake. Obviously, Botswana got the fastest 4 in the world. We kind of know that. But it's just going to be a race, because you've seen today the upsets, and USA not making it is crazy. Baton handovers wrong. A lot of people got disqualified hours after the race. So we actually don't really know who's in this final until they line up tomorrow, essentially.
To be fair, all in all, it was just both 4x4 and 4x1. Collectively, it was quite chaotic. And like you said, I'd never really took notice of how like strict they were more so this year on the lines, especially in the 4x4. So, because I think quite like at least 3 teams are appealing against opposing teams on that particular thing. So, yeah. Definitely.
Did you see, Karl, what are your thoughts on the 4x4 women's though? What do you have there?
4x4 women's side to me is a little more boring, because USA is just so much better. You know, we didn't even have a Sydney running, and you know, they have the same thing every year, especially right now. It's like, can they get close to the world record? You don't even talk about them finishing second or third. It's more about how fast they can run. So it's like, it's pretty much the same with guys this year, because how crazy Botswana 4x4 is, but because it's Botswana, it's different. You know, if it's USA, it's like, now it's USA. It's the same every year. But you see something different. You see a country like Botswana running fast. It's like, wow.
So you don't think anyone can challenge USA in any capacity? Who's your second and third then? Because we kind of know who the winner is. So who have you got coming second and third in the 4x4 women's? Or is that up for grabs? You have Netherlands with Femke Bol.
I think them adding Femke Bol, because Femke didn't run the heats, it's going to be, 1.5 seconds faster, most likely. So, because if they take their 4th girl out and they add Femke in there, it's 1.5 seconds at least. So,
yeah,
I think it's going to be most likely them second, and then the third. Well, the second and third, in my opinion, are you never know. There might be Polish girls might have a good race. I think Jamaicans are still in.
They killed their heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were far and away. I think Jamaica and America are kind of the ones. I think it's going to be a US, Jamaica, and Netherlands top 3, in my opinion, anyway. But it's track and field. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who actually knows?
I mean, if in my opinion, if USA, for example, gets out fast, and they're ahead of everybody, there's no way they're gonna lose. Because usually bad things happen when there's like 4 or 5 guys next to each other. Then
right.
But yeah,
Have they
that's
said
that's what I feel like it's gonna happen with Botswana. They're gonna be out fast. The first guy, their fourth guy, is so much faster than everyone else. Fourth guy, so it's like by the time they do the first exchange, they're so far ahead.
Have you ever run any 4x4s yourself?
I have. I actually like it.
Oh, okay.
Open 400 is really hard, but 400-meter relay way easier. I don't know why. It just is.
Okay.
No, that is interesting to hear. To be fair, you do see. What championship was it? I think it was a mixed 4x4 when it might have been mixed or women's when Femke ran like her split time for that for her track, was just insane. It might have been the mixed relay last year. I might be wrong, but
I think it was. It was the one I think they won. So
yes, I believe so. Yeah. I remember watching that. To be fair, she's an elite athlete though. She can do anything.
Yeah. The best thing with her is when you see Femke run, it feels like she's jogging. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, no, she's an elegant runner. Just on Sydney, have they said that if she's gonna run the final? Because I've not heard anything at all.
I'm pretty sure she is. I mean,
yeah,
it'll be silly if she doesn't.
Yeah,
they'll win without her, but she's definitely going to be in there. She was another gold medal.
Yeah, 100%.
No, that's the poster child of American sport right now. Well, of track and field for America. So it will be silly if she doesn't run it.
I mean, we've already declared her as the best athlete in the world. So I don't know if there's any. She's the most dominant track athlete I think I've seen.
Oh, it's her or Mondo. I mean,
yeah. The relay that is slightly more exciting, more for a generic viewership wise, is the 4x1s. Karl, what is your takes on some of those baton errors today? Because some of them, boy.
4x1 is like, it's like gambling. You never know. It's like you roll the dice and hope that your team's gonna win. I mean, I've done 4x1 as well before. So,
did you ever drop the baton?
No.
Okay, cool.
But
just
the
checking.
thing is, they are trying to make a perfect race. For us, it was more like, let's just get the baton and, maybe lose a 10 here and there. They can't lose a 10. That's the problem. Unless you're Jamaica 2010 or whatever, when they were all stacked. So, but right now, I mean, it's so close so that you can't really lose time. With the exchanges and stuff, you have to be perfect. So that's why they have so many mistakes.
Even like with today, especially like a lot of people taking off early, a lot of people like even running into each other in terms of, well, the South African and the Italians. It was like a load of messy races. I was like, surely you're going to, for the heats, especially the faster teams, just get the baton around. But it didn't seem like that today. I was like, we want to run a fast time as well. And I was kind of confused in what I was seeing, especially from Jamaica, GB especially, watching them thinking, okay, cool, you saw Jamaica do that in the first race, you're going to have a hope in the second race, just get the baton round and we have a chance at a medal. But I just felt like there's a lot of messy races today. And as you said, it was about people not wanting to lose a 10th. But the faster squads maybe could afford to lose a 10th, because you saw what, in the women's side of things, what Jamaica did in the end, just get the baton round. That was it. America were the same thing, just get the baton round, don't even worry. But obviously they're the faster ones. But I just feel like there was a lot of messy races, and it didn't need to be like that today.
The hardest thing with 4x1 is if you are the guy waiting to get the baton, you see the guy coming so fast, and you have this distance that you have to be patient and wait till the person gets there. When the person gets really close to the spot, it feels like it's already too late for you to start running. So a lot of times you start running too early, but then it's actually the right spot. So it's like, that's why a lot of times they have those issues where the guy goes out way too early and then runs away.
Do you think it's better for teams to put in relay teams where they're just getting the fastest 4 people, or do you think they should actually train for the relay and then just run in that trained team?
Well, if you're a country like USA or Jamaica, you should, in my opinion, because it takes a lot of training. I mean, get used to the exchanges and stuff. I bet if you pick, I don't know, 3rd fastest US team, or like just take their season bests in 100 meters and let them train the whole year together, they're gonna most likely run faster. They have they have so much talent. Plus, when they fix their exchanges, they're gonna win so much time. It's like, I don't know if you saw it, Canada today. They won their heat. Their exchanges were really good, and they are not the fastest team out there. So,
but they've been together for a long time. I feel like their 4 is just core 4 that always just ran. So they don't switch it up. So you could probably see from what you said, actually, that sticking with a core 4 makes more sense than chopping and changing. But everyone wants a gold medal. So what do you do?
And they medaled last year as well.
I think they're the best relay team.
But I guess on that though, it's slightly like we said with the likes of Jamaica and the US, because just say every other, paraphrasing, but every other year or every 2-3 years, they've just got someone instantly quick coming into the team. They basically force their way into the team. Whereas like the likes of Canada, you're saying they've been consistent for years, but that might just be their fastest quartet as well.
Yeah.
I also don't believe in, I understand it, but I don't believe in people putting out a second team in the heats anymore, because I think everyone just needs to run fast. And if you're putting out a second team and you plan to switch in the final, something's bound to go wrong somewhere. No one's familiar with each other. And then you're just going, okay, cool, you're going to go here just because you're fast. So I just don't know if it works well.
I think for GB women's in the 4x4, that was definitely the case, because Amber Annan didn't run. And if she did run, maybe they might have snuck through to the final. And maybe. Obviously, they finished last, so I don't know. But, yeah.
Well, to see for me with the 4x1, my most disappointing thing is what Great Britain done. And what Deji just made a silly calculation. And for an accountant, it's rare. But we'll have to wait until the next major championships now. And we're usually more well-drilled than this. So it's kind of surprising that this happens, because that a miscalculation like that doesn't happen to us, not that big. Yeah. It's usually like a more finer change that will happen to us, but not that big of an error. And another thing with the with the US, sorry, they only recently had a relay coach for this past season. And it's their first time in a few years where they've had a solid relay coach. But the fact that they've had to have a relay coach now just shows that the amount of errors that they've had over the years is just unacceptable.
Nah, I can't lie. I slightly thought they were going to drop it just because of how they've been in recent past. So them just doing the job was enough for them. And yeah, just going back to GB, literally it was just Deji just going crazy early. They would have comfortably got through to the final, and I just feel that part was quite disappointing from a British point of view. Obviously, we got some bias in that Karl, so completely understandable. But the Jamaican men, yes, that was a big shock, because they're arguably favourites for the gold. But again, that goes back to, if they're, obviously I'm not sure, but if they're training as much together and stuff like that, and then just bringing in the fastest, because they actually brought in their fastest guys, their top 2, so we can't really complain in terms of they didn't do that. It's more so the technical aspects of it. So yeah, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that.
I think my only plus for that Jamaican team is that they're relatively new, like in the international circuit with Seville and Kashane together. And they're kind of going through a transition period where they have the fast two, but the rest of their athletes can be chopped and changed as well. Whereas back in the day, their four was Bolt, Pau, Freighter, and maybe they'll change in one person. But even then, they had such a strong quartet. But now it's not so much that case.
I think they've got 3 of the 4. I think they've got, obviously, Lavelle obviously would come in on the right on the third leg. Yeah, no, but I think now they've got 3 of the 4. I think they've got Oblique guaranteed, they've got Kashane guaranteed, and they've got Lavelle guaranteed. The person that anchors off, that's interchangeable. I'd say they have 3 of the 4. So I think for them going forward, it's just a case of actually getting the baton around. The mistakes were made today, as you saw, and that's why they won't be in the final tomorrow.
Karl, have you ever done relay in a 4x1, like just by off chance? Or
Yeah.
What would you say is like the biggest, obviously not in terms of speed, but the difference in the technical aspect between the 4x4 relay and the 4x1 relay?
A 4x4 is more about running. Exchanges are way easier because you're looking back and you can see the guy handing it over to you. But in a 4x1, you're doing it blindly. You're just waiting for someone to scream at you, and then you put your hand back and hope that they can actually get to the right spot. It takes such a small error, and then the whole race is done. There's so many things to consider. You only got the 20-meter mark where you have to do the exchange, and then you have to accelerate, and then you have to get the baton, and so on. So, but both, in my opinion, if you do it, it's fun. Because track and field is individual sport, but when you do 4x4 or 4x1, it's like a team sport, so it's different feeling.